If you were here last time I worked on public transportation, you can kind of remember how bad it is. We have a weird location for a bus station that doesn't really work anymore. Maybe. I guess we'll see what happens, right? I kind of like it because it's kind of by a bit of an arterial road and then it has highway connections on either side. So this could actually be a good location. But the way everything else was set up is kind of very rough. We have, as been mentioned before, very Americanized transportation routes that don't make sense. I don't even know where this is going. There's no way we have a bus stop over here, right? Yeah, I have no idea where that's going. We have bus routes that go to places that don't even make sense, and we don't have enough connectivity to different areas. For some reason, I made every single one of our bus routes go back to the bus stop, which the more I look at this, the more I realize that it doesn't really work. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to completely rebuild our public transportation, and hopefully it's just a little bit better by the time we're done. I know there was an update here yesterday, I guess a couple of days ago now when you're seeing this video, and well, I haven't really checked it out, and I haven't really checked if any of my mods are broken or anything like that. I kind of just hit start and gonna hope that everything works out. That's pretty much how we're gonna look at it. So we're gonna completely tear down our public transportation and rebuild it and hope in a way that hopefully makes a bit more sense than what we have here. So yeah, let's get into it. Welcome back to City Skylines 2 and to Caesar's Hideout. My name is Caesar. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I suppose we're just gonna get into this. And before we get into it, I just gotta say a couple of things. Please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave a comment down below. Join the Discord, there's a link in the description. Consider becoming a channel member. Super cool stuff. I appreciate you guys, and I'll stop rambling about that kind of stuff. So let's get going. Now, I want to start off by making changes to our current bus system. And I think the way we're going to do this is just by tearing everything down from the ground up. Now, I want to know if there's a way to destroy these bus stops without having to go to every individual one, because there's a lot of them. There really is a lot of bus stops, like even out here. Yeah, we have buses that go everywhere, and it's not really working anymore. So I don't think there is. I think what we'll have to do is just individually go through. These are our bus routes, and we're just going to go ahead and delete all of these lines. We're going to completely kill transportation in our city, which is going to be horrible for traffic for a little bit, but it's going to allow us the freedom and flexibility to really build this out how we want to build it without, well, having too many issues. So that's why we're doing that. So gonna last second look to make sure we did get them all. Yeah, it looks like we got them all. I don't see any more of the little blue bus stops anywhere. It's kind of funny that we had no transportation in this area at all completely. That's kind of crazy. What's he complaining about? I don't have customers. It kind of makes sense. They're kind of just like only a couple hundred people over here. If that. It's not that many people in that area, but I kind of built it that way. Maybe it's too much commercial for the area. That could also very well be a thing. I'll leave it and see if it fixes itself. If not, I'll make some changes or something down the road. Alright, so we're going to start with our bus station. I think that's just a generally good place to start. And we're going to go ahead and... This looks really bad, right? So we're going to go ahead and do a couple of changes here. We're going to go ahead and move this antenna here. And for now, we can just shove it on this road here. And we're going to go ahead and remove all of the zoning here. And then what we'll do is remove this road, delete all these houses. Just realize we have a subway that runs under there. We'll probably get rid of that for now, and we'll place it back in when it makes a little bit more sense. So we have this, and I think what I'm going to do, we're going to build a little bit of a frontage road, which is going to be where our buses are going to travel on, mostly. It's going to work the same kind of as what we had before. It's going to be a little bit less extreme. I'm not going to have a crazy neighborhood in front of it. I didn't do much planning for this, as you can tell. I kind of just started recording like I usually do, and just hoping everything works out. I probably should have turned off Anarchy before I built any of this stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and remove that zoning here because that'll bother me. There we go. Move that. Demolish housing one more time, and they'll be gone. Just like that. Now I want to use move it so I can actually line this up a little bit better. I know this lines up on its own thing because the road is curved and it's gonna do some weird stuff, but we have move it so we can kind of adjust this however we want to. I'm gonna pull this back. Probably like that, and then we'll do some terrain work on it or something. Not terrain work, some basic scenery and stuff like that with some trees and bushes and stuff, and I think it'll look okay. There we go. Can we rotate a little bit more? There we go, just like that. There we go. That looks good. Not perfect, but it's good. Now, immediately I want to add some of these connections. I want to add extra platforms, and I'm also going to add electric bus charging stations, and I want to add taxis this time around. I know last time we stayed away from taxis just because of how much traffic they cost. They create, but I think they make sense this time around. Last time we created the dispatch center within this asset, but I think this time around we're not going to add the dispatch. We're going to keep this free. There's no reason to charge a parking fee at the bus station. This is no reason for it. So we're not going to, okay? So next we're going to start looking at where we want our bus stops to go. And I think a good place to start is just start with an external connection. Something that hops on the highway and then just leaves the city. We're going to have our bus line tool. And we'll start on this side. And then what we'll do, right here there's a connection. So right here they'll hop on this arterial road, hop on the highway, and just go and leave the city. And that'll be perfectly fine. It shouldn't cause traffic issues as far as I'm aware. Hopefully. I guess we'll have to kind of watch it, but this should be okay to do without having too much problems. Now, one thing I want to do for these buses is I want to go into our bus lines, go into here, and I want to make sure, yeah, we don't need 7 buses. We'll do 4 buses on that. It's an external route. We don't need insane buses going on that, and I think that'll be okay. One thing I want to do for this, I feel like we'll go with just a day shift for that and keep it off of the night shift. I feel like that makes a little bit more sense to me. Ticket prices, I think we'll just go free. We're gonna abuse our budget as long as we can. If we can afford to not, charge anybody, we'll do it, right? That'll make a little bit more sense to me. Now, I want to rename this bus line, and I forget which connection this is. What was this place called? Chillingham. That's what that's called. So this will be the Chillingham White Pine County line, and that's gonna be that. Which I guess it would make more sense to make the city name, but like we don't really have names for the different individual areas, which I guess I should have done. So I don't have a name for anything, so I'm just gonna go with White Pine County and just call it a day. That'll be a little bit easier. I guess we'll start off easy. I say easy, but it's like this major downtown area. But I think it'll be okay. Now we have a couple different ways we can do this. We have our bus stop signs, or our bus stop shelters, and the biggest difference between those two is their comfort. The comfort is only 10 on these bus stop signs, and the shelters are comfort 40. Which is pretty much they have seats and pretty much like a walled area with a roof. So they're better for weather, things like that. So pretty much where you have higher density kind of makes more sense to do. I think we're going to use these for this area. We might make some changes as we go. So I want a general connection to the bus station from the downtown area. And I think we'll do this by having a connection stop, which pretty much just runs this main road here and back down. And that's all it's going to do. And I think that'll be enough to support that. So next up, I want to start doing a bit of cross bus movement action. And I think we're going to create a basic loop right here onto the main arterial. Then it goes through this major dense area with population, and it'll be a bus station that just bus stop that just goes back and forth right here, and that'll be it. It'll be a simple movement, but I think it'll provide any coverage, and it'll help anybody from over here and over here be able to get onto the main bus loop, because they can transfer, right? Which is that they can transfer, but there's no close bus stop here, so we'll have to move some stuff around for it to make sense. But for now, we'll leave it alone. I think we'll just start down here. Bam. We got parking here, so maybe a bus station near the parking zone kind of makes a little bit more sense. And I definitely want to have something near this intersection, because this is going to be where our transfers happen, right? So we'll have that there. We have an education zone here, so having a bus in this area makes perfect sense. And then we'll just carry this all the way through. That's a little too close to that intersection. I think we'll leave that alone and then just start over here. And I think that's the last stop, and this will just loop itself like that. And that'll be okay, and I think that'll be a very decent bus loop anyway. And I don't think it's long enough to warrant having another loop going the opposite direction. I feel like it's only a few city blocks. You can just ride the bus around and just be okay with that. I feel like there's no reason to add more to that alone there. So next I'm going to go here and grab our colors here. Hopefully I can match these colors up. I think I just want a solid green like that. It's definitely like a shade or two difference, but I think it's okay. There we go. It goes through, does a simple loop, comes all the way back, just like that. Same thing we're going to do. We're going to add some dedicated bus lanes here. I think that way it'll allow traffic to flow a little bit easier, especially allow our buses to flow a little bit easier. Where did I see those bus upgrade? Is that under buses? That is under buses. There we go. Just like that. Back here we don't get as heavy as traffic, so we're not going to do that. I don't want to add it over here because we already have an insane amount of traffic going through here. Like if we unpause, this traffic isn't moving. A lot of this is because we don't have our transportation back in. Once we have our public transportation, a lot of this traffic's going to ease itself away, kind of fix itself. I think that'll be okay. Now, one thing I want to do in here before we continue is add a bus stop here, and then drag this stop there, and then we're going to remove this one here. So this makes a little bit more sense in my head, because then there's close connections here. They can transfer buses if they need to, and that'll be okay. There we have it. Which I guess what would make more sense for a transfer is just to allow this bus to stop here. Like if we do a bus stop there, they can transfer there, and that kind of makes a bit more sense. I think that might actually make a lot more sense than what I did. Yeah, we'll do that instead. There we go. Be fantastic. So then they're able to transfer here at the same bus stop, get on that bus, and then just head back over here, and that'll be okay. And I think that'll be fine. So that's that. Now, next stop or bus loop or bus route that I want to make is something that kind of connects this general area over here. So we have a college and a major hospital over here. So I feel like having a good connection here kind of makes sense. And I think something we'll do is we'll simply just run a bus. Would that even make sense? I don't want to overcomplicate this, but I feel like the way our city's built up, I think we might have to. All right, so I want to put a bus stop here at the college, because that makes sense to me. Now, we have a little bit of housing in here, but I don't want to put a bus stop on an alleyway. That doesn't make sense. We'll do this. Now we won't. Okay, we'll go through, we'll put a bus stop here, and then we will put a bus stop here next to the hospital, not directly in front of the hospital, because I don't want traffic to flow through there. It's going to flow through this back road and help with this bigger road there, and that'll make a little bit more sense. And we'll have it go through here, just like that. Those are a little bit too close, huh? Those are like super close to each other for no reason. I'm playing it like City Skylines 1 buses, where like I would have a bunch of bus stops like every little area for some reason. And it never made sense, but it's kind of just what I did. I'm going to prevent myself from doing that. Now, I think that'll be okay. Then we'll have it loop around this way. It can make a stop in here before it makes its way back into this area. 100% going to be ways to improve this. I'm not the best at all at public transportation. I've watched multiple videos to try to help me improve a little bit, and I'm kind of getting a better understanding, but it's definitely a long ways to go before I can be happy with everything I do with transportation, because so sometimes it's a nightmare to watch me do transportation, so I don't blame people for clicking off the video sometimes. All right, let's go like that. Another bus route successful, connects that whole area up. That'll be good to go. People can transfer from this bus, these buses here, go up to the hospital, go up to the college, and that's a perfect connection area. That'll be fine. Fantastic. All right, final bus stop I want to do, final bus route I want to do for this area is kind of loop this around on itself. It'll be a simple loop that just goes around to the right here, and then this will stop at this bus stop here and allow connectivity from this route onto, well, from this route we're building to this bus so they can transfer over there, and that'll be fine. That'll be perfectly fine. All right, so we're gonna start, there's a bus stop there, and I'm gonna just bring it into here. Bus stop there. Bus stop there, and bus stop there. And I think we'll bring it into here. We'll do a bus stop in there, and that'll be our loop. It'll just go boom, 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 boom. It'll be fantastic. So it's gonna start right here, and that concludes our downtown buses. That's pretty much all I want to do with this area. Now we're gonna watch this to see if it's gonna actually work or not. We're not gonna put any bus stops here on this main road here, keep vehicles off. And we're also not gonna do dedicated bus lanes here. We don't have a lot of traffic that flows through this area. I mean, okay, there is traffic, but it's not like insanely heavy traffic that we have in other places. So there's no necessity to add some complex stuff in there. So we're not going to. Now, that's pretty much all we're going to do here. This bus will come up. We'll add one more there. Then it'll loop. It'll come back into here. Just like that. All the way through here. Fantastic stuff. And it'll connect itself back to the bus station. Just like that. No problem at all. And it'll serve this area very nicely. I think so anyway. Perfect stuff. Now this area will be served by public transportation. Anybody that needs to take the bus can walk a couple of blocks and that'll be okay. I don't think we're going to die over that. Now it's still kind of this like downtown-ish area. I'm going to just make it green so I know it's like for this area. And I think that'll be fine. Next area I want to connect is our original area we've built. Definitely higher use. Oh my gosh, what is happening here? Is that just everybody trying to leave our city? Okay, that's crazy. 389 passengers waiting. I was not expecting that to be a thing. Let's up that bus count there for sure. And make sure they have enough buses. I think we'll double it for now. We'll do 8 buses and see if that kind of brings it down. And we'll have our first stops start here on this road here. Bam, just like that. 2 stops there. Yeah, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. Then we'll bring it onto this network here, all the way through here. We'll do one there. We'll do one in this kind of high traffic area. Then this will loop into this area here, kind of this like, I think there's the welfare office into this area. And then it'll just loop itself back all the way. This will serve this whole area here, and that'll be nice. Now, we want to start building a bit of connections that will kind of allow transfers for this area. And this will keep traffic flowing a little bit nicer than it's already going to be. I don't think we need connectivity through here. This is not that far of a walk. It's only a 3-block radius. They can walk over these buses and that'll be fine. But areas like this need buses for sure. And maybe a bus route connecting this whole area plus our university to this main bus route kind of makes sense. That way we have a bit more flowing of traffic and things like that. So we'll check it out and see how this goes. bus line tool. You should be able to just grab this, move it around wherever you want to. But it's not letting me, and I don't know why. Is it because anarchy? No, we don't have anarchy on for this. Is anarchy on, though? Let's check. Anarchy is on. Maybe that's why? Oh, we're underground. Okay. That's funny. Alright, let's get rid of that, and we'll go back to where we were. That wasn't even the stop we were looking at. There, where it is. Okay, I don't want buses going on two different roads. I want them to be on the same road, just like that. It'll prevent the sound pollution going everywhere. I think just keeping it a little bit more centered makes a little bit more sense. That's what we're gonna do. Yep, it'll go through here, turn around, come back through here. And that's a fantastic little loop there, if I do say so myself. Connects this whole area here of traffic to our main bus route while providing connectivity to the university. So people on this main bus line can come in here, hop on this bus, go to the university, and that's a super simple transfer. It's a one bus transfer, so that's not too bad at all. Just like that, we'll be fine. Our population is going down currently, and I don't understand why. What's causing this? Is there a way to check what's causing people to move out? Or is there like a lot of people just dying right now? Could very well be a thing. Minus 217, that's going even more. Okay. Are people happy? Small homes, traffic is a little bit high. Looks like traffic is well mitigated in this area, though. I was worried that this downtown area would become more traffic, but it looks like it's less traffic now that we redid our bus routes. We should also look at this. Yep, this giant line kind of brought itself down. We have giant lines for other stops, but I think everything's just still kind of balancing itself out, and I think it'll be okay once it goes. I hope so anyway. High usage is good, though. I'll take the high usage over no usage at all. So, that's for sure. Okay. But that kind of completes this area over here. I don't want to add anything else more. I think those 3 bus lanes, they just kind of go in that area, kind of makes sense, and I think it'll be okay. Maybe one more we could do in the future is something like this, just loops this area here and connects it to our main bus or something like that, but I think for now, it's going to be okay. There we go. Now, finally, I want to go ahead and do a bus in this area. Because, well, there's no public transportation in this area currently besides a train, and that train doesn't really offer much. Right? So, we definitely want to do something with it. Now, we have a bus station over here, which doesn't really make sense for a location anymore. It used to make sense before when this was like a more built-up place, but we kind of tore it apart over time. I think having this... Well, actually, we'll leave it on this road so it's close to the arterial, close to the highway, and that'll just be easier for traffic, and I think that'll be okay. What's this? Bus depot? We have another bus depot over here, and I had no idea we even had that. That's alright. Okay, so I think we'll start... We're going to have a lot of loops for this, alright? We're not going to have simple bus lines the way we did over here. It's very low density. There's no reason to have, like, a bunch of transfer routes. So it's all going to head back to the bus station. Fantastic. Then, oh, what just happened there? Have 20 active transport lines. Okay. So I just hit that achievement. I didn't know that was a thing I still didn't have. I thought I would have had it before. Who knows? Anyways, this bus here is straight up just gonna go. It's just gonna hop on the highway, and it's gonna end up at our bus station, which is over here. My brain wasn't working in there for a second. And we'll just do a connection here. Just like that, hop back on the highway. It'll end up back at the bus station. Just like that, now this whole area is connected back to our main city, and that'll help alleviate some of that like vehicle traffic that's going to happen there. I think that'll be fine. Now, a bright yellow is what we did there, so we'll just like that. But Yeah, that's a lot of cool stuff we just pulled off there. I didn't actually think it was going to work out. Looks like our traffic is very well, I guess for the most part, mitigated. I don't think we're going to need that extra bus depot that we have way over there. How many buses are being used over here? Where am I looking? My brain's not working here. Oh, nope, looking at the wrong area. Needs to look over here. All right, so buses are over here. We are using 38 out of the 65 buses. So we definitely don't need the bus depot that's way over here. Before we did because our buses weren't really set up correctly. But now we don't need it. I think this is our bus depot here. No, this is our dairy house. Bus depot is right here. I go ahead and get rid of this bus depot there. But now buses that are going to come from this area are going to come from the other place. That'll be good to go. We have a couple of different station services, which is a couple of commercial areas for people to visit. 2 of the locations is completely fine. I don't think we need any more than that. I thought about possibly... we could do a taxi stop here. Yeah, we could have a taxi stop there too. Now, how are our taxis doing? Are they all being used? Right over here. They're definitely all being used. I think we're going to go ahead and add... We'll do electric taxis. That's kind of good for the environment, huh? There we go. Something like that. We're losing a lot of people. Is there like a death wave going on or something? And we'll add a garage extension. We'll have 2 garage extensions there. That'll be good to go. Then we can have a bit more taxis coming out and being able to support all of this, which is going to be good to go. Just like a lot of the time people are just waiting for a taxi. Well, the taxi gets back to the bus station. I think that's going to be a big thing. But this will supplement the lack of bus routes, the lack of bus coverage in certain areas. I think that'll be good to go. All these people here are slowing down the buses. I love how they just get impatient and just drive through the people. I don't think that's how that's supposed to work. Good luck. Just drive. Oh, that one didn't do it. There we go, here it comes. Just plows through people. I don't know why that's so funny to me. Because I figured there's no reason to charge for buses if we're making a bunch of money, and I'd rather encourage people to use the buses. And if there's homeless people in our city that can't afford to pay for the bus, having that free transportation can help lift somebody out of poverty, right? Because I feel like a lot of things, a big part of getting a job is you got to be able to get there, right? So if you can't get there, because there's no public transportation that you can really use and the city can afford it, I think it's just a missed opportunity. So definitely having cheap transportation for this would be very good. So definitely not making as, I guess, not covering as much of our debt with, bus income from ticket prices and stuff like that. But I'm okay with losing even more money if it can support it a little bit better. We're still making $100,000 a month or per hour, which is insane. $100,000. We're making $2 million a month. We're at $27 million. We're a wealthy city that can afford it, right? We have a surplus, so there's no reason to be cheap with this. We're going to take one more final look at our... Where did it go? I always lose this bus station. I'm sure you guys see it, but I'm just blind as heck right now. Right here. What's happening here? No vehicles. What do you mean no vehicles? That's using 65. Wow. Okay, one more of these. Should be good to go. Maybe. 68. 69. 70. Please stop. Yeah, looks like 70 out of 75 buses. We have 5 buses to spare, which is fantastic. In case some of them go into maintenance, we have 5 extras, and that'll be good to go. Our buses are fully covered. There's enough buses to go around, and it's gonna hopefully provide the coverage that we need. Definitely still need a bit more taxis. I'm okay with spending the extra money to get more of these taxis in like that. That'll be good to go. 45 taxis available in the city. I think it's going to be something good, though. I'm not going to open the dispatch center because that's going to create more traffic, but if we have these little clusters of areas that can support taxis like this bus station and things like that, I think it'll be good to go. Taxis know where to go. They'll pick the people up from the bus station that's actually being utilized, so that way we don't have just empty taxis driving around. I think that'll be fantastic. We also have electric taxis, so that's going to be good for the environment and things like that. We have a bunch of Teslas driving around. Pretty much what we have. And I'd also like to do some of these bus stations to have the electrical upgrade. Now, I don't think I have it... Do I have it set up here? I do have the electrical... No, So I don't think electrical buses can come up here. So any of the yellow stops we won't do electric. But I think every other one will do electric stuff because I feel like it just looks a little bit nicer. And it's better for the environment. And if we can produce a little bit less air and noise pollution, I think that'll be good for everybody all around. So where is our bus station again? It's in here. It's in here, right? My brain's hurting here. So can somebody like come to my PC and point it out to me real quick? Over here. Why did I think it was... Oh, I'm turned around, that's why. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and do electric buses for pretty much everything except for the yellow routes. That'll be fine. I wish there was an easier way to do this. I really do. I really do. Rather than having to click manually into all of these. I feel like that just takes forever and it's kind of like a nonsensical way of doing this, but hey, not my game. You know, I'm just here to play it, I guess, right? It's kind of why I'm here. I don't know. Did I just do number 4? I did do number 4. Alright, we have all electric buses now. Do they look any different than the regular buses, or do they look the same? That's a regular bus. Is this electric? No. No vehicles are available. Why? I think they're not available because we're in the middle of transitioning from regular bus to electric buses. I think once that full transition goes through, it'll be fine. Maybe. That's a regular bus. You can see them transitioning, so there, yep, the top is definitely more electric style. It also sounds like an electric bus, so that's really cool to see. Yeah, we're gonna be out of buses until we have enough, until we fully transition to electric buses. A lot of these are returning, so that kind of makes sense. Involved in a car accident. Where are you at? Oh wow. What are we waiting for here? Hit a person? Oh my gosh. Where do you work? You work at Carpoco's. What do they make? Timber and paper. Or they use timber to make paper. Or you work at a paper company. You work at Dunder Mifflin. I don't know. Alright. This is going to even itself out. I'm not worried about it. We know we have enough buses. Looks like the issue already went away anyway, so that's perfectly fine. This house definitely is going to get bulldozed because, yeah, that wasn't really good to look at. But thank you so much for joining me. We'll see you very, very soon. Hopefully I can get back to uploading more often here. I used to upload every single day, so if I can get back into that again. But until next time, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.